Hi everyone and welcome to another live trading series. I won't be doing any trades today because it is the weekend, but I'll be showing you an income update, which I haven't done for a few months. I'll be showing you March, April, and May. And also hi to everyone who came here from the TD webinar. I got like 100 new subscribers from that webinar I did with TD about lessons I learned from my first options trade. If you're interested, there is a replay available. Right now it's just 30-minute interview, but then they're trying to put up the hour or hour and a half Q&A where I answered like 100 questions from all the viewers. If you're interested, the sign up should be somewhere there. Also, if you're interested in chatting with other people about Canadian finance or options or anything related to investing, consider joining the Discord. I have a link to a Patreon. It's $5 a month. There's around 47 or 48 members. Let's just get right into it. The market on, I guess like the beginning of the week has been doing well. Right now, it's June 4th for anyone watching in the future, so it's a Saturday. If we look at the heat map, the entire S&P 500, except for energy, has gone down. We had a brief rally at the end of last week, beginning of this week, which helped me close my positions, ended up being in the green. A lot of positions that you've seen me rolling for a few months, like AMD puts, I ended up closing them out 100% profitable, and I'm super happy because I've been rolling them out for like 4 months. I had AMD puts at like 105. And then, as you can see, AMD went all the way down to 85, 80, even 83, I believe. It dipped into 83, so I was like $20 in the money. But then check out this recent rally. It came up from like 91 all the way to 106. I was able to close my puts out, out of the money, and I was pretty happy. Now, I'll wait for another red day. If it dips back into the 90s, I'll start selling more cash secured puts. Hopefully, I'll get AMD in the 80s. I don't know. Hopefully, it doesn't go into the 70s, but it had a brief rally. If you look at SPY for a few days, this is just temporary, maybe even a bull trap. If you look at the day chart, I don't think we're done yet. So this is the 2020 pandemic. This is the drop. It came back pretty quickly within 3 months. This is going to be a recession. I feel like it'll be a longer, drawn out decrease or drop. Like maybe we might even go down to 300, but hopefully I can make some money along the way. And I'll be showing you what I'll be making. In the past 3 months, the reason why I haven't been making these videos, one, I haven't been tracking my trades, and two, I've been kind of frustrated losing money. Kind of sad, so I just haven't been tracking my trades. A little busy with the course and the Patreon and everything else I'm doing. I feel like I'm all over the place. But if we look at May, April, March, I've made $15,342, and that's with around $500,000 invested. So not my usual $10,000 a month, but I feel like those days are over. If you're wondering what I made previously, if we look at like December, I made, why does it say minus 9,000? On December, I closed out shares. So if we look at December, maybe like 14,000 might be more reasonable. I used to make 13,000. Those days are over. I had a really good run, but everything has changed. So I'm going to go month by month, just showing you what my most profitable strategies were and then where I made some mistakes. As you can see, I tried to include like as much detail as I can here. I didn't include any detail. I was just kind of frustrated and rolling. This is when everything was starting to drop, so I probably just didn't write anything down, but I'll try to give detail and talk about what I did. So if we go to March, it looked like these are all of my tax-free savings account, just rolling covered calls because you can't sell anything else in there. Everything else like poor man's covered call or strangles, and what else would there be? And cash secured puts, those would all be in my margin account, which is fine. If we look at the strategy, strangles, I lost 3,105. Covered call, 3,792. This is mainly from my tax-free savings account. Credit spreads, $2,000. I lost $600 covering shares, so like I had naked calls and I needed to cover. Poor man's covered call, 562. I believe that would be Tesla and Nvidia. And then cash secured put, this has always been my winningest strategy. Is that a word? 5,380. So if we take out that giant loss on the strangles, maybe I would have made $11,000. But what can you do? See, where did I lose on the strangles? Closing at a huge loss. So I'm guessing it breached this is when everything was dropping. It breached my put side and I needed to roll it down. So I sold strangles on, I think one of the put side that I had for Square was 145 and Square went down to 85 recently. So I had to close out a huge loss, but this could have been a lot bigger if I held on and I didn't close, considering how low it went. April, one of my worst months ever. Just take a look. Look at this. Negative, negative, rolling up at a loss. Just rolling up. Yeah, I'm just making huge mistakes here. So I lost $2,340. No, I made $2,342. Zero on strangles. I'm too afraid to do strangles right now because the market is too volatile. So I'm just doing calls or puts. I'm not doing both because it's just like, there's too much action going on, and both sides end up getting breached, which is what happened with my square ones in March. So I stopped doing that. 1937 in covered calls. This is mainly tax-free savings account. Lost $76 on naked calls. I wonder what that's about. Credit spread lost 1856. I don't know why I keep losing on these credit spreads, but something happened with Tesla where it popped. They announced like a stock split, potential stock split, and the stock went up like 10%. So it breached my the call side of my vertical. So I ended up rolling it up at a $500 loss, 540 loss. Like I just kept losing money here. And then, yeah, kind of frustrating, but maybe I shouldn't have been trading. I shouldn't have been trading in April. You see there's like a lot of negatives. I'm not making a lot of money here, but it's fine. Like I took a few chances selling Apple cash secured put, which worked out really well. Microsoft cash secured put worked out really well. I'll try to find these in May to see where I closed them at. These might be the amounts I closed them at, but I'll figure it out. Cash secured put, my winning strategy, 24.85. Poor man's covered call, 527. Again, this would be Tesla and Nvidia, which is what I have. May, starting to feel like things are getting back to normal for me, at least. I took my losses on Square, on AMD. I started rolling down. I got things out of the money, and now I have a lot of cash and I have a lot of buying power because I closed my big losing positions. I managed to get out of trouble. I think now, May, June, July, I should be able to start making money again, unless we have like another 20% drop in the S&P 500. And hopefully I can film my trades and show you what I've been doing. I've been able to make money on Tesla verticals again. Like, take a look at this one. On May 2nd, I sold 2 contracts of 700. I sold the 700, bought the 600 for protection. So my max loss is $10,000. And I made $842 on 20,000. So that's like 4% in 7 days. But take a look. 4 days later, I closed this for $11. So I made $830 within 4 days. And then I opened a new one. For $750. I did the same. 2 contracts, 700, 600. And then I closed it 3 days later for $57. I think both of these would have been. So this would have been one trade. $715 profit within 4 days. And then I sold a Tesla Iron Condor and I made, so this was for 7 days to expiration. I made $508. This is the amount of each leg up in here. And then Tesla vertical again. I've just been doing really well on these Tesla verticals just for May. As you can see previously here, I haven't been doing well, but now I'm slowly starting to claw that back, been making better decisions or just getting lucky. So I ended up, the reason why kind of worked out well with these verticals, I was able to follow the price down. Take a look at this. I sold 700, and now I'm selling the 600. So this should have been the other way. 600, 500. So I made $850 here, and it expired, and I was able to roll it out. Oh, I ended up selling, so that expired worthless. That's why you don't see it being purchased back. But I was able to sell the call side because Tesla increased. So I was selling the put side here, and I was selling the call side here. So instead of selling 600, 500, I sold the 800. I shorted this, and then this was my protection. So one lot, so that means I made 7% on $10,000 for 7 days. I sold one because I needed to save buying power or room in case Tesla kept increasing. I learned in the past when Tesla is on a streak, like that freight train can't be stopped. If it starts increasing, it'll keep going. So if I needed to sell 2 contracts, I would only do that if I needed to roll up in order to defend so I don't take a big loss. Again, I've been making like $500, $600 on my Tesla Poor Man's Covered Call. That involves buying a long dated call, which is called a leap, and then selling weekly or monthlies. You know, this was 10% out of the money. Tesla went down 10% on Friday, so I'm kind of making a decent amount on these. So you can see I made 562 here week before, week after made 550. So it's been pretty good. Another vertical. Do I do anything else on Tesla? I think maybe in June. Yeah, I go back to Tesla verticals in June. So again, like Tesla Poor Man's Covered Call, another 7 days. So I sold one 7 days at the same strike. So see here, one lot, 7 day to expiration, 780. I did the same thing for even more premium, and this is weekly, so it's been pretty good. So since here in where is it? Where's Tesla? I sold the call side 800, 900, and since Tesla dropped 9%, there's more premium on the put side, so I end up going back down to the put side. So I sold calls up there when Tesla was increasing, sold puts here. This is me closing out my long, like, my cash secured puts have been in the money, end up closing them out for a gain. So I'm pretty happy here. So now I have a lot of buying power. If we go back to May, sorry, I skipped this. No strangles because there's too much volatility. Almost $1,100 in covered calls. Lost $1,000 on naked calls. Buying to close out a loss. I sold naked calls on NVIDIA to finance rolling down my cash secured puts. So instead of rolling down at a loss, I'd sell naked calls, but then NVIDIA ended up spiking. So that's my fault. Credit spreads, $3,000. So I lost $1,800 last month, made $3,000 this month, feeling pretty good. Iron Condor, that was on Tesla. So this should be like $3,600 on Tesla here. Poor Man's Covered Call. This is NVIDIA and Tesla, and then cash secured put. Why did I make so little on cash secured put? I guess I had a bunch of losses or a bunch of just rolling down. Yeah, so with AMD and Square just rolling down those cash secured puts, I guess that's what it's doing. So not making that much. But now that I have my buying power back around like 140,000 US that was tied up in AMD and Square, I might go back to selling puts, starting to make some money. If you're a beginner and this was all too confusing, if you want to play around with checkout option strat, you can kind of build out what you want. If you want to know your margin, so this is an example of a Tesla vertical or credit spread that I sold. So I'd sell the 600 and then my protection would be the 500. So my estimated margin was $10,000. My max loss, I normally say $10,000, but since you would have made $319. You have to take 10,000 minus 319 gives you your max loss. So the way to read this chart is Tesla is currently 703. That's this dotted line here. Up to June 10th, which is a week from now, I can make max profit at any price up until it hits 600. Because this is the put side. And then anything under 600, I start making a loss. My break even is 596, which is 600 less my credit of 319, and then I go all the way down to my max loss. If Tesla is 500 or 499 by next Friday, I would have had a max loss of $10,000. So you can play around. You can do like a long call just to see what it looks like. You could play around with how it looks just for beginners. I think I'm going to end it here. There's not a lot of learning in this. This is just giving you an update on my income for the year. I'm going to try to continue updating these as I go. So I'm trying to be more on the ball. I'll be trading more. Hopefully I can make more videos. I might be on vacation for 3 weeks in June in Europe. But maybe if I could take my camera, maybe I'll try to film, or maybe I'll just take a break from making content. I haven't taken a week off in over 2 years since I started in January 2020. I might take a few weeks off, but hopefully I can still help people out if they have any questions. I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.